This is the very first water feature we put into our garden, and it's called a pondless waterfall because the waterfall cascades down, but there's no pond, there's no standing water. We do this because we have little grandkids running around and we don't want to have to worry about pond safety. Even if you have a few inches of water, it's not safe to have kids out playing unsupervised. So the pondless waterfall is low maintenance. We leave it running all year long. In the wintertime, the ice forms. It's beautiful. It glistens. We go on vacation for weeks at a time. We come back and it's just fine. But the only maintenance we do is clean it out in the spring, remove some sticks and things, and then it just keeps on flowing, making that wonderful water sound. Now, for some more great ideas on amazing water features, we're going to visit the home of Mark the Pond Guy. I love the soothing sound of water on a beautiful summer day. This is really neat because it's another pondless waterfall and it just disappears right into the gravel, right near their outdoor fire pit. We're going to be using that a little bit later on in this segment, but first, let's go meet Mark Harp and his family, and he's going to give us some tips for pond maintenance. Come on. Well, here I am with Mark Harp, otherwise known as Mark the Pond Guy, and he's going to introduce us to Mark the Pond Wife and Mark the Pond Children. So who do we got here, Mark?
This is my lovely wife, Cynthia, and she is going to prepare us a delicious lunch, and so she's going to go get that ready for us.
Thanks, Cynthia.
And then we have Daniel here, and Heather, and Charity, and Tori.
All right. So, Mark, I know you're super busy. You run a company. You got a big family. What do you say when people ask you about maintenance on a pond?
To start off with, I always tell people there's 5 key components to having a pond. You have to have a biological and mechanical filter. The mechanical is better known as a skimmer. The biological filter is the heart of the system.
Yes.
Then you want to add rock and gravel in your pond.
Okay.
You want to hide that liner.
Yes.
And then we want to have plants in our pond. They just make the pond look so much natural, prettier, but they're benefiting the pond.
Okay.
Then I always encourage people to have fish. I believe a pond will be less maintenance with fish.
And these are actually koi.
These are koi.
And you, I know you have a pond store, and tell us where that is.
So the pond store is inside Windmill Gardens in Sumner, Washington.
And you sell koi there?
We sell koi and the filters and pumps.
Oh, wow.
And then we also sell the bacteria, which is the 5th thing that a lot of people will actually miss.
Okay.
The natural bacteria actually seeds the biological filter, and that's where it lives. And the bacteria is what really reduces the maintenance. The other point I would like to show people is there is some algae. There's some algae in the rocks. That's natural. It's just like up in nature. But we're after that clear water and healthy and happy fish.
Oh, wow.
And you can accomplish that.
Wow. You know what else I love? You have so many different kinds of ponds and waterfalls on the property. And when you invite people out to see all these displays, you've got one that knocks people's socks off. I want to go see it right now, the gigantic swimming pool pond. So let's go check it out. Okay.
Come on, kids.
Gosh, Mark, I love this gigantic pond. It's huge and it's beautiful and it's all natural. So I love that your kids and your dogs can get right into the water because there's no chemicals. And here's the thing. You're famous throughout the whole state of Washington for installing water features. What is it that kind of sets you apart as far as coming up with these great designs and no chemicals in the water?
Well, I think a key word that people always say when they're looking for somebody to install their water feature is they want something that looks natural.
Definitely.
And once they see my work, they're pretty convinced that we have the ability to make it look as natural as a man possibly can. I look at everyone's yard as a blank canvas.
Oh, yes.
And these homeowners need an artist to create something absolutely out of nothing and to create something that they can enjoy for years and years to come.
Yes.
You have to have 3 things. The first one is vision.
All right.
Your artist needs to be able to see what they're going to create.
Yes.
The second thing is passion. They need to love what they do from start to finish.
Yes.
And then the last thing is the building block for everything, and that is experience.
And you have the experience, we know that because we've seen all the different types of water feed that you do. I also love the water feature in my garden. It calms everything down. It's so peaceful. You just want to relax and read a good book, like this book that I found on water plants for Washington, Oregon. The author is Mark Harp. So you've even written a book about the plants to use in your water features. Thank you so much, Mark. This has been so inspiring. Anyone who's ever considered doing a water feature, just dig in. What do kids like better than puppies? That would be Ed Hume's Children's Garden. Coming up next on Dig in Seattle.
Coming up today, I'm going to make a charred salsa that you'll be able to make on your grill while you're barbecuing your other meats this summer.